She was like, I don't want your head to get big, but you losing a little weight. I said, huh? Who? Me? I'm losing? Losing what? A little weight. Oh. Hey guys, it's Aislyn and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I have another high quality video for you. So before we get into that, make sure you hit that thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. After you've done that, make sure you share it with a friend and leave a comment down below so they know just how lit it is over here. Now, let's get into the video. So today I want to bring you guys a little story time. Yes. So as you can tell by the title, we're talking about why I went vegan. Yes, this is not clickbait. It is not fake just to get you to click on it. No. Which I guess is clickbait, whatever.
That's true.
What are you talking about, man?
This is not fake. This is real life. I am a real life vegan. I consider myself a paleo vegan because by eating standards, I'm a vegan. Everything I eat is vegan, meatless, but also by like bread standards and like baking, the way I bake. Obviously I bake vegan, but also very paleo to the sense that like I use almond flour. I do have some brown rice flour and I will use that from time to time. I use coconut flour. I haven't tried chickpea flour yet, but basically I don't really, chickpea flour and coconut flour, to be honest, if I'm using those, like I'm frying mushroom like chicken, like legit. I prefer almond and coconut flour, and really I have to kind of mix the two. I feel like just low carb. I just like it low carb. So by baking standards, that's why I say I'm a paleo vegan, because technically vegans can just use regular flour, right? But I don't. I like to use almond flour and coconut flour, anything low carb. Like when it comes to my baking, like of course vegan butter, but I like to use Truvia and things like that. Low carb, low sugar, and actually I'm moving to not completely salt-free, but a very low sodium diet. So let's get into why. A couple years ago, 2 years ago, 2018, I did keto. Yes, my best friend's little sister was getting married and I really wanted to lose weight, and I've been on this like weight loss journey for so long. And yes, before you ask, me being a paleo vegan definitely ties into my weight loss journey, but I just want to put a disclaimer out there. You do not have to go meatless or go vegan or vegetarian or pescatarian to lose weight. This is my choice because of my health issues and my health conditions, but we'll get into that. So back to what I was saying. I wanted to look good for this wedding because I didn't know who was, I honestly didn't expect to meet anybody at the wedding, and I didn't. I just wanted to look good. I wanted to, this is the first wedding that I've been to, I think, since my mom got married in 2011. Yeah. So I wanted to make sure that I looked good. And also, like I said, I've been on this journey. I've seen people on Instagram and their experience with keto, and Vinny from Jersey Shore, I saw him go keto and I was like, okay, this keto thing. So I tried keto, and to be honest, it was really hard. I started well, but I went on a trip to Philly, and that's when it all fell apart. And I tried to get back on it, but the thing about it is with keto, with my options, cheese is a big part of being keto. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm like low-key a picky eater, but cheese is a big part of, it was a big part of my keto journey. What had happened was I got really constipated because I was just eating a lot of cheese.
What?
Cheese and meat, like that was my diet. Cheese, meat, and like some veggies. Because even with fruit, like you can only eat like berries, and just a lot of rules with keto. So I got really constipated, and it was bad. It was really bad, to the point where like, I mean, it was just bad. Like if you've ever been constipated, you know what it feels like. So I got to the point where cheat days used to be bad, because the thing that I realized the other day that I didn't realize when I was keto, and I didn't realize when I was doing it, is that I had a binge eating issue. When I was in California And if you don't know that story, go listen to my podcast just to tell it. When I was in California, I wasn't able to eat like a normal person. I was starving, literally starving. I came home and there was food at my disposal because I came back and moved in with my mom at first. And there was food and she had food and I hadn't had her cooking in years. So it was like I was able to like get stuff and bring stuff in the house. So I would eat, partially because I hadn't been able to eat in a year. So I would eat, and then I would get really sick and I would just throw up. And like that was my cycle. And I didn't even realize that like I was binge eating. All that time I'd been binge eating because I was still in that mindset of like, I don't know when I'm going to get to eat again. With keto, you have a cheat day. And on your cheat day, you get it in. Whatever you want to eat, you get it in. Like eat it all because you only get those 24 hours to do it. Well, I overexerted myself. Instead of getting just enough for that day, like I would just go and be like, I want Pop-Tarts and I want honey buns and I want nutty butters and I want Swiss rolls and I want ramen noodles and I still love ramen, don't hate. And I want chimichangas and I would get everything that I wanted instead of just being like, okay, this cheat day we're gonna get this and this and this. So once I figured that out, then I would start going, okay, this cheat day we're gonna get this. And it was still like too much. And my thought was that like I was afraid that I would eat it during the week when I wasn't supposed to. So I was like, I have to eat everything today. So I would do that on my cheat days and I would binge. I would eat it all and I would get really, really sick and then I would throw up and be miserable the next day. I decided to kind of chill out on the cheat days. Instead of having cheat days, I decided to have cheat meals. Just one cheat meal instead of a cheat day, just one cheat meal, which made it easier for me because I was like, okay, I could eat out and like go to McDonald's or go to Burger King or whatever, or just order something, DoorDash it, and have that one meal, right? And cheat for that one meal. Over time, I started to get really sick. I would get back pain. That back pain, it was like gas pain, right? So like gas is like sitting here on my back and it would hurt and I would be miserable. And the only way to relieve it was to either poop it out or throw it up. And because I couldn't poop normally or pass gas, which means I couldn't burp or fart, I had to just wait to throw it up. And a lot of times I would have to force it up. And I would remember just like eating something and then a few hours later, the gas hits and then I'm in the bathroom all night. Like I would just puke. I remember talking to my dad one time and he was like, I heard you up there. Flash forward, and I remember I was laying in bed one night, and this is super specific because if anybody knows me, you know that the one thing that if you asked 5-year-old Aislyn what she was going to be when she grew up, she would tell you she was going to be a wife and a mother. Period. I always knew I was going to be married. I always knew I was going to have lots and lots of children. Legit. I was laying in bed one night, and I definitely believe that God speaks to me. I believe that he shows me signs. And so he speaks to me in a way that I understand. It might not be a way that you understand, but I understand. So I was laying in bed and I get up and it's like 3 a.m. and I sit up and I was like, oh, I feel like I'm gonna have to burp. And so like I'm trying to force it to come out and it won't come out. And I was like, okay, I'll be fine. And I felt like a little gas bubble on my back. And the best way to describe it is like someone had a balloon full of sand, right, on my back. And they just snipped the balloon and then slowly it started to spread across my back and it was just instant pain. And I was in pain. I was trying to get rid of it. I was trying to pass it. I was hunched over trying to get to the bathroom so that I could get some like gas chews or something and like just throw it up. And it took over an hour to like pass it. So finally, eventually I tried to go to the bathroom. It wasn't enough. I tried to burp, I tried to fart, I couldn't do anything. And then finally it came up enough for me to just throw it up. So I threw it up. And I was like, that's the last straw because I remember that night, I'm a stomach sleeper. I don't sleep very well on my side and I do not sleep on my back. So I know that, remember 5-year-old Aislyn knew she was gonna be a wife and a mother. So I know that when I'm pregnant, I can't sleep on my stomach. So this particular night, it was so bad I couldn't sleep on my stomach. Like my stomach was just so like bleh, that sleeping on my stomach actually made it worse and made me feel more sick. I had to lay on my back, and I remember telling my friend, and she laughed at me, but I was like, I need you to be serious because like this is how much pain I'm in. I remember telling her, I was like, basically it felt like I was pregnant and I couldn't sleep on my stomach. I had to sleep on my side and I couldn't get comfortable. So time passes and like it starts to get a little better. Instead of it happening once a week, it started to happen every couple of weeks to like once a month. And I remember I'm almost an hour away from my church. Getting up for the 8 o'clock service and getting my full face of makeup on and getting my outfit together and getting out this door on time, I've got to get up at like 5 a.m. on Sunday. So I dropped a friend off at her house and then I came home, and as I was coming home I felt like I had to burp, and I was trying to like burp it out and it didn't come out. So I had to, I was trying to force it and it wouldn't, and I felt it come back down, and it was like, it was just rolling down my back, and I was like, no. And the pain started to happen, and I remember like a crazy person, I was in the car and I was like, no. Why? And I'm like crying and I'm screaming at my body and I'm upset and I'm like, I just want to get a normal night of sleep. Like, I don't want to have to deal with this for hours, and it's already 10 o'clock. I'm like, no, I'm not going to get to go to bed until 1 a.m. So I'm pissed, right? And I'm upset and I want it to pass and I can feel the pain. So I get out of my car and it hurts so much I can't stand up straight. So I'm hunched over. So I'm literally hunchback in it all the way in the house, straight to the medicine cabinet. And I go to take the gas chews, and would you believe it was nothing but a little tiny fart. That was nothing. Like, I'm expecting this big royal like to come out. This is so gross. But it was just this little like toot, and the pain was gone. And on one hand I was like, okay, you're over dramatic because you really are screaming and crying in the car and hunching over a little toot. And then on the other hand I was like, the fact that that little toot caused me so much pain is a problem. I quit keto altogether. And then I was like, I'm just going to try to eat well. And then I did Herbalife for a while and I didn't keep up with it because honestly, Herbalife is expensive. I mean, like, I love the community and I love my coach. She's the best. That's my girl. Like, sis gets an invite to my wedding for sure. I love her. And the problem is when it's time to re-up on everything, it seems like every time it's time to re-up, that's when all the bills are due. And it's like, okay, well, Herbalife's gonna have to take a back seat because I gotta pay my bills. And then by the time that comes, it's like, child, I don't even wanna lose this money because I need these extra $100. So I was talking to my friend and I was like, I want to do something different. I want to challenge myself. I want to push myself to do something else. So Beyonce, before Coachella, she did this crazy, like, it was definitely a vegan diet, but it was like vegan on crack. Like, it was just this basically Beyonce did the Daniel fast it's supposed to be 22-day diet. She did it 40 something days. So she doubled it leading up to Coachella so that she could lose her baby weight and get in shape to be out on that stage. I did lose about 15 or so pounds doing it. I did it for 21 days. And within those 21 days, I discovered Morningstar. Now, this is not an endorsement. This is not paid. This is not a paid advertisement because I actually don't care. Morningstar is not my favorite brand. I do like their Meat Lovers vegan burger. Oh my God. Sis. That Meat Lover. Baha shata. Thank you, God. Yeah, baba. That Meat Lovers is banging. It's so good. So here's what happened. The diet was 21 days, and people make fun of me for this, but like, you're also not understanding what I'm saying. So try to go with me. Maybe you guys will understand and you can help them. So the diet was 21 days. It takes 21 days to break a habit. So over the course of this diet, I wasn't eating chicken or beef or anything, pork. Like, the only thing I had was fish, and that was occasionally. So after the diet was over, I had no desire to eat meat in the first place. So afterwards, I decided to go pescatarian because I was like, well, I haven't eaten anything else in so long. And I tried to cook some chicken breast after that, and it was just the smell alone. I was like, oh. Just the smell alone was enough for me to be like, oh, no more chicken ever again in my life. That's kind of where I stayed. I backpedaled around Thanksgiving of last year because my Jamaican family came over and we had oxtails and curry goat, and I love curry goat. And I caved. And then after that, I was talking to my coworker about it. She's like, you were doing so good. And I was like, you're right. And so I just went back to it because I was like, honestly, I don't really have the desire to eat that stuff anymore. And like, when was the last time I ate curry goat? I can find a way to vegan up curry goat, you know, anyway, how, shape, or form. I started back pescatarian. I was afraid of mercury. Biggest things. I was afraid of mercury, and I was afraid of gout. I found out that shrimp can actually cause gout. The other thing with being a pescatarian is that I had options, right? I could eat at McDonald's, and then Chick-fil-A around Lent, they came out with that, whatchamacallit? What you call it, Jesus? What do you call it, Jesus? Oh, yes. They came out with like shrimp tenders, if you will, as well as like fish tenders, as well as like a fish sandwich, you know, at Chick-fil-A. So around that time, so I was like, oh, I'm living my best life. So the option for me to eat fast food, for me, I had an issue with not being prepared and like being like, oh, gotta eat out. Like, I don't have a choice, right? So, fish did not help me eliminate options because I had so many options. So, then Taco Bell came out with their vegetarian menu, and Burger King came out with the Impossible Whopper, and I was like, well, chow, now I'm in trouble. Okay. I was like, well, maybe I'll go vegetarian. That way, that can eliminate the option for any like fish, you know, options. What I really wanted to do was I wanted to force myself to be more prepared, to have lunch packed and snacks packed and not have to stop, not be in the habit of stopping to get food, stopping here, stopping there, buying lunch when I'm at work. So in a way, Taco Bell kind of helped me with that anyway, because there's a potato shortage here in the US. So they're getting rid of all their potato options with the Impossible Whopper. And they have now Impossible Breakfast Sandwich, but even with that, I have to get it without anything on it. No egg, no cheese. And the Whopper, I have to get no mayonnaise. So you're talking dry burgers. Eating a dry burger and a dry breakfast sandwich, just a patty and a croissant. That's it. And really, I don't even think I can have the croissant if they butter it. So I just decided, okay, I'm gonna go vegetarian. And then, in a result of going vegetarian, I discovered that I was eating primarily vegan. I was like, well, I might as well just stick to it, right? I might as well just follow suit, continue to be vegan. One thing I realized is that even as a vegetarian that was eating primarily vegan, I still would eat like dairy from time to time. I would eat like regular mayonnaise and yogurt, ice cream and cheese and stuff like that. And I did use the yogurt in my smoothies more than anything. So the one thing I realized was that, well, I still have a lot of options, which is what I was saying before about getting my burgers with nothing on it. So I had to, because even like restaurants, they cater more towards like a vegetarian, pescatarian crowd. They don't really cater towards vegans, right? So like you can get a black bean burger, but if I'm a vegan getting a black bean burger, I've got to smother it in ketchup if I don't want a dry burger, because I can't have the mayonnaise. Can't have cheese either. So like, I just realized that my biggest thing is eating out. I wanted to eliminate the option of eating out constantly. I didn't want to constantly go and eat out at restaurants, which of course COVID helped with that. So COVID and the potato shortage really helped with that. But I wanted to, even with like fast food, like I wanted to eliminate my options. So my thought process was, well, I'm already primarily eating vegan anyway, and I might as well just bite the plug. So I did, and I love it. I feel like I'm healthier. Like I love to cook, so I'm getting a chance to cook more. And I would say it cleared up my skin, which it did help me. But the other thing is that like these masks are killing me. The masks are breaking me out. So that is why that is why you see all this going on over here. It's just, and I'm gonna still wear my mask though, because I want to make sure, and I try to wear a new one every day, but like I'm gonna wear my mask because I've got to make sure that I'm protecting myself as well as the general population. So I'm gonna do my part. I'm gonna wear my mask, but I'm not gonna be happy about like the breakouts that I'm getting from it. The only thing I can do is to stop touching my face and continue to just wash it and be healthy and drink my water. It's been good for me, and like I've noticed I've lost weight. Other people are noticing that I'm losing weight, and that's the thing, because they will notice that I'm losing weight when I'm not wearing Spanx. A lot of times you wear Spanx or you wear a waist trainer and people are like, oh my God, you've lost weight. You're losing weight. And it's like, nah, girl, it's just a waist trainer. It's just the Spanx. My mom was like, I don't want your head to get big, but you losing a little weight. And I said, oh, what? Me? Who, me? Just a little bit? And she's like, see, that's why I said a little weight, because I knew you were going to act like that. And I was like, what? Act like what? And my coworker, she was like, I was at work and she was like, I don't want your head to get big, but you losing a little weight. I said, huh? Who? Me? I'm losing what? A little weight. Oh. And she's like, see, that's exactly why. I didn't want to say anything. It's definitely inches. Like I can see it mostly right here, like in my face. If you go back and look at older videos of me, like inspiration of the week videos and things like that, like you can see it right up in here. The roundness is like slimming out. So it's good. It's good. So that was my decision. That's it. Like that was my decision. I had to eliminate the option of eating out. I had to force myself to get more prepared. And this was the way to do it. I was already eating this way. I love to cook anyway. Like I said, I did that 21-day diet. So I did it. This is just me. So for anybody who's going on their vegan journey, I encourage you, don't freak out. Know your why, right? My why was I was sick and I had to make sure that it was life or death. Like I was sick and I did not want to be in an early grave. And also the best way to do that was to eliminate fast food. And I was struggling with that, and eliminate eating out. And I was struggling with that. So boom, this made sense and I enjoy it and I love it. You have to figure out your why. Why are you doing it? And for anybody who's on a weight loss journey, this is not the only way to lose weight, and this is not the key to losing weight, is to being vegan. You don't have to go vegan just to lose weight. Do what's best for you. Do what's going to work for you and your body. Some of you, keto is going to be your best option, right? Some of you, just a low carb diet is going to be your best option. Like some of you, Herbalife is going to be your best option. You know what I mean? But I encourage you to do what's going to work best for you and not just eliminate meat because Aislyn eliminated meat and she's losing weight, or this person eliminated meat and they're losing weight. It's not everybody's story. Okay? That's pretty much it. Like, find your own story, your way, do what's best for you. And listen, if you need a bomb.com coach who's going to mentor, who's going to push you, and who's going to be there for you, and who's really going to rally around you to see you win, hit me up in my DMs on Instagram and I will link you with my coach. She is the freaking best. And I don't think she would mind me shamelessly plugging her right now. She is the best. She is great at what she does. She's really going to motivate you. She is going to push you. And even if you're like quiet, introvert, and you're like, I don't want to tell people about my successes, she's still going to push you to talk about your successes, but not in a way that's going to make you, you'll be uncomfortable because you're getting out of your comfort zone, but it's not going to be terrible. So let me know if you want to link with my coach, but that's it. Find your journey your way. Don't forget to hashtag vegan cheese in the comments if you want me to hook you up with those different cheeses. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share it with a friend, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.